Kentucky is no stranger to politics being the damnedest. They're no stranger to corruption in Appalachia. Plenty of corruption in Appalachia. Plenty of corruption all across the state of Kentucky. So recently you had Sheriff Denny Payman, who arrested William O. Smith, the county judge executive, for the public misfunds or something, spending the money wrong. So he had all these charges against him. And just like the prosecutors always do against fucking the good people of Kentucky, they throw like 4 or 5 or 6 fucking charges on them, right? And then you're just supposed to climb up through that many fucking accusations. Motherfucker, if somebody shoots another person, they're gonna get tried for homicide. You know, just one charge. Maybe manslaughter. You know what I mean? Like, maybe bridge out 1 or 2, but like, that's what they did. It was murder. So for murder, this is the punishment you get. You rob somebody, well, that's what you're charged with. This is the punishment you get for robbery. And you need some sort of uniform code like that. There should be like a constitution. There should be like a form that's like everybody agrees on. Nobody agrees on the U.S. Constitution or Kentucky Constitution. Nobody knows what the fuck is going on. I don't even know if these people really... The complications of the Constitution probably is to blame for all the problems and the shitty education system too in Kentucky. But I had looked at other precedented cases of when sheriffs were arrested in Kentucky or when judge executives were arrested, and I found 3 interesting cases about judge executives. One case identical, actually it just happened last year, June 4, 2013, but in Harlan County, the Harlan County sheriff had arrested the judge executive. So Harlan County Sheriff arrested the judge executive, and he didn't indict him, so there was no grand jury indictment. The way you can arrest somebody, right, is either with a judge's warrant or with an indictment by a grand jury, or if a police witnesses the thing. So if somebody with arresting a force witnesses a crime, they can arrest somebody, or a warrant, or if they're indicted by the grand jury. So whoever controls the grand jury, there's a state grand jury, there's a county grand jury, there's a federal grand jury. Whoever controls the fucking grand jury, they're the fucking man, okay? They control things, okay? So that happened in Harlan County on June 4, 2013. It was Marvin Lipford, who was a sheriff, who arrested Joe Greashop. And then Joe Greashop, they didn't actually, you know, humiliate him by dragging him into jail and seeing a prison uniform on him. So actually, I mean, the county attorney, it all comes down to what the county attorney thinks. But he thought that he had to go to fucking prison and wear the jumpsuit and go through the whole which I guess legally you probably should, right? No special privileges for anybody else. But you're the fucking judge executive. So they didn't lodge Joe Greashop in jail. He just walked to the Harlan County Justice Center and he paid for his bond like that. So he went up there, paid his money, and then they let him go. But Harlan County, he was not indicted. He was on a district warrant. Then Marvin Lipford had arrested him, and he had arrested him for, you know, misuse of funds or some shit. I'm going to get to the story in a second. I want to get to Tim Conley, was another judge executive in Kentucky in Morgan County. So you had the big tornado in West Liberty, that E3 or the big fucking F3 or, you know, F250 or T1000 type of fucking tornado just tore up Western Liberty town, you know, killed a couple people. Or maybe, I don't know, did a ton of damage and shit, but they got a ton of funds and money, and Mitch McConnell got lots of pictures, and Tim Conley, hey, I'm Tim Conley with a big fucking pedophile fucking mustache, right, and a fucking buzz cut, you know, piece of shit, just looks like a weird, dirty fucker. So, Tim Conley was arrested by the FBI. The FBI came in and arrested him. So they raided his place, and then they charged him with mail fraud, too, because with the FBI, they gotta have interstate, right? It's got to be an interstate, breaking the law, interstate commerce, or mail, right? Mail's fucking federal, so therefore they could do something with that, or 1 count of theft from a program receiving federal funds and conspiring to launder money. So he was rigging bids for construction companies. That's what the judge executive was doing in Morgan County. That's what he's being charged with, and that's what he got arrested for by the fucking FBI. So these are the people that can arrest the judge executive. It isn't just the sheriff, but the KSP can fucking arrest the judge executive. You have The sheriff can arrest a judge executive. The FBI can arrest the judge executive. Really, anybody can arrest a judge. The judge executive, he doesn't have constitutional powers of arrest. Okay, so in a way, the judge executive, it seems like, has to persuade these people with powers of arrest in order to enforce his policies. But he's the executive, so he's the one that he's the one that executes the laws. He says, these are the laws of the county. I execute them. That's how this county is run. That's what the executive branch is. That's the idea of the executive branch. Evidently, the Jackson County sheriff didn't know that, right? He had to ask the county attorney, and the county attorney was like, a-dub-a-dee-ba-doo-ba-dee. And so, actually the county attorney says, no, you got to go with him. So he backed him up and said that he had to go follow his fucking friend. There's another case in Spencer County, too. So Tim Conley was a judge executive that got arrested. The Joe Greishop in Harlan County, he got arrested. And then you had Spencer County, David Jenkins, who was arrested by the Kentucky State Police for drunk driving, and he had no insurance. And that was April 11, 2010. So this is 4 years ago, and then this one's in December, so this is 2 months ago. Then this one's in June, so that's 8 months ago. So these are all, relatively recent, 4 years ago, too. And so the drunk driving, no insurance, Spencer County, that's David Jenkins. So David Jenkins, Kentucky State Police, had arrested him. So you can get arrested for, committing a crime. If you commit a crime, the constable, the jailer, the coroner, or the sheriff can arrest you, or the Kentucky State Police, or the federal agents, or, anybody with police powers, police authority. So I'm not sure why this page isn't coming up. It's Spencer County, WDRB. It's loading really shitty because he also, Spencer County, he had stolen a lot of fucking money with his credit card at Belterra Casino and all these other fucking places. So, yeah, we'll have to get back to that. But that's, so that's corruption's happening everywhere. There's a judge executive. He got arrested for a DUI, but it turns out he was, and he was arrested by a Kentucky State Police officer in his own county. Okay, so he got arrested in Spencer County. The Spencer County judge executive arrested in Spencer County. The same thing with the Harlan County judge and Morgan County. I guess every one of them was like that. But there's going to be a sheriff that was arrested in a different county. In Gallatin County, there was Clarence Davis had got arrested, or tried to get arrested, or almost got arrested by a DUI. He runs into Gallatin County, then he fights him, and then he files charges in the court system. So he's just, he's badass, actually. I mean, that's really fucking smart to do. He's the judge executive, right? So he's like, I'm the king of this county. How come, I get fucked over here, but here I won't get fucked? Drinking and driving is just a bad deal. That's just stupid to do anyways. I don't understand why people feel the need to get drunk all the time and then to get in their car and drive around. You know what I mean? Like, I don't understand that. Like, hey, what do you want to do? I don't know. Let's construct a fucking community park for all the boys and girls of the town. Or, we can just get drunk and drive around. So, yeah, so there's other judge executives that got arrested in Kentucky. The other ones that got arrested, there's a whole bunch of. Southern Kentucky sheriff was arrested. Grand jury charged Whitley County Sheriff Lawrence Hodge with 21 counts related to funds missing from his office accounts and accusing him of disposing of seized weapons. So he took weapons, and then where'd they fucking go? He's got them in an arms hole, right? And he's also missing funds. Where the fuck's the money? He lost his re-election bid in the May 20th Republican primary, and his term ends in January. He got arrested on November 9th. So this sheriff got arrested by a grand jury indictment. That's significant because that's the people. The grand jury is a jury of 12 regular citizens. Now, usually it takes, a prosecutor, somebody to get those fucking people assembled. But once you get those people assembled, you got some power. Once you get the grand jury assembled, they can issue indictments down for felonies. They can issue indictments down to anybody, right? To any group of fucking people. And so, anybody that's broken law. So this is Lawrence Hodge. This is Whitley County, Appalachia, Eastern Kentucky, in the May 20th Republican primary. Another Republican, right? Authorities brought Sheriff Lawrence Hodge to the Whitley County Detention Center, and he was under the same roof as everybody else. So when the sheriff goes to prison, he's going to be seeing a lot of motherfucking people that he put in there. Investigators crowded the sheriff's department at Whitley County Courthouse for most of the day after a grand jury indicted Sheriff Hodge, charging him with 21 counts, including the abuse of public trust, tampering with physical evidence. So the judge executive can get arrested. the sheriff can get arrested. I haven't found where the county attorney can get arrested. It almost seems like the judicial system in Kentucky is sort of this shadowy cabal of people that know how they fucking work and how they operate. They get their fucking buddies in on the thing, and you gotta play fucking ball with their politics. I'm confused by the judicial system, but I will get to it, and I will learn it, and I will understand it. I finally understood the relationship between America and Kentucky recently, so, and I'll share that with you all eventually. But ultimately, it comes down to a moral decision. Should the state have more power? Should the federal government have more power? Should they be combined powers? What power should each one of them have? And you know, let the chips fall where they may. So Whitley County, you know, he was basically a shitty fucking guy, just a shitty fucking dude, just stealing money, just taking weapons and shit, probably pushing everybody around. They're the tax collector and they're the law enforcer, so he's going around getting all this tax money, all this tax dollars for the county, getting all these guns, you know, so he's got all these fucking duties, probably feels like he needs a little bit of a cut. He winds up losing his election, and then after he lost the election to Colin Harrell, so Colin Harrell, that's another way to get fucking arrested. The grand jury came down, but I think the whole election thing, basically he had no power. Once the Whitley County had elected a new person, then there's going to be a transition of power, and he's a lame duck, really. I mean, the new guy is saying who he's going to hire, this staff, that staff, and then once he gets into power, his fucking days are over. He's gone, so he has to walk away. So that's a real fucking shot in the gut for Lawrence Hodge. You know, you used to be sheriff, now you got no power, fuck you. Investigators crowded the sheriff's department at the Whitley County Courthouse most of the day after a grand jury indicted Sheriff Hodge, charging him with 21 counts, including abuse of public trust and tampering with physical evidence. So, grand jury indicted him, and they had 21 counts against him. So, it's the sheriff, it's kind of like the corruption case in Jackson County. So, you know, that's Colin Harrell's gloating. The people voted me in. I went on a high note count in the primary, and I was unopposed in the general election. This just tells me the people want integrity with their sheriff's department. So that happened in November 9, 2010, 4 years ago. So this is a Whitley County sheriff that got indicted for abusing the fucking public trust and funds. The Lee County sheriff is arrested by the state police. Lee County Sheriff Donnie Hogan, around midnight, was on July 31st, 2010, so 4 years ago. Police say they responded to a domestic disturbance call between Sheriff Hogan and his girlfriend. While police aren't given many details, they do say Hogan assaulted his girlfriend, so Kentucky State Police can intervene and arrest a sheriff. Someone once told me it was just a coroner. That's fucking bullshit. If you think it's just a coroner that can arrest a sheriff, you don't know anything about Kentucky law, because a jailer can arrest him, the constable can arrest him, and anybody with arrest powers can arrest him. So the Kentucky State Police is arresting Lee County Sheriff Donnie Hogan for a domestic disturbance with his girlfriend. So not even a wife, right? Which, I mean, it's a girlfriend, so that's important, but I'm just saying that he can get, before it was like only the coroner could arrest him, but no, the sheriff can get arrested by many people. He's charged with assault, 4th degree assault, which could be a year in prison. Right. But he's innocent until proven guilty, so maybe the Lee County Sheriff doesn't, you know, maybe the sheriff in Lee County doesn't want to beat up his girlfriend. Maybe, you know, Mr. Logan doesn't do that shit anymore. So, you know, that's something that happened in Eastern Kentucky. Eastern Kentucky Sheriff is arrested for a DUI, so you can't beat up your fucking girlfriend, you can't beat up your wife, you can't drive drunk. This is a common theme that we're seeing. Judge executives are driving drunk, fucking sheriffs are driving drunk. You know, Kentucky is like the #1 state for binge drinking, and there is a culture of fucking bourbon and moonshine in here, as well as fucking pillbillies and marijuana. Just legalize it all and regulate it. Put it out in the open like shit. This stupid, like this prohibition on marijuana makes no sense when you look at all the fucking damage that alcohol does to people. So this is the Floyd County Sheriff. So Eastern Kentucky again, Appalachia, Powell County / Floyd County. He was arrested in Powell County for allegedly driving drunk. He lies, right? John K. Blackburn, the sheriff of Floyd County, lies. He says that he was driving drunk because he was on the phone. That's why he was swerving. He also said he couldn't take a field sobriety test because he got a medical condition. So he's trying to just bullshit his way out of the fucking ticket. And but the fucking guy, you know, he's in a different county. He's not around his fucking cops, not around his boys. They give him a breathalyzer test. He registered .202, more than twice the legal limit. and they went ahead and arrested him because then he admitted, yeah, okay, I came back from a casino where they had drinking. They arrested him and charged him with driving under influence in a county vehicle. Blackburn was being held in Powell County Detention Center, but was released on a $2,500 bond. So that's another difference between how, you know, the Floyd County Sheriff got arrested and had to bond out $2,500 versus how the Harlan County Judge Executive got arrested where he bonded himself out. And I think there should be, you know, you should respect the, you know, the integrity and the reputation of the person. So it does seem like if the sheriff can arrest the judge executive might be a little pussy.